So let's get into what we're going to see tonight on Netflix.
All right.
And that is the match that we're talking about, the one that we're most excited about. And that's Seth Rollins and CM Punk. So, Mark, what is it about Seth Rollins and CM Punk that has you so excited for that match tonight?
I like the fact that we get to see people that really don't like each other. And there's a combustible element. You know, like I wrestled a particular person one time, and it wasn't that we didn't like each other, it's just that we always didn't agree. And I felt like that they were doing stuff where it was kind of like they was taking liberty. They were trying to take advantage of me. And I got to the point to where not only my face is bleeding, but I kicked him in the balls.
Jeez.
And because I don't get punched in the face. Like, I mean, I got hit before. We all get hit and we absorb it. But it's different when you get and you go, oh. Like if I have to go, oh, that means you threw a punch. That you wasn't working, you wasn't a shitty wrestler, you intentionally tried to knock one of my teeth out.
That's called a live round.
A live round I took. And then I said, you know what? I'm done playing hot, nice, and I kicked him in the dick. So, like, that's what I see out of Punk and Seth. They don't like each other. And I'm in the sickness of my mind, I almost hope that they get out there and they start beating the shit out of each other. And then you say, all right, it's over with. Are we going to wrestle now? I want it.
So I want back.
Right.
I'm going to back what Mark set up a little bit, because over the weekend, I did a little investigative reporting.
Oh.
Yes. I did some covert operations to find out some information about what was really going on. Because we know what happened the night that Punk showed up to the Survivor Series 2 years ago, or a year ago, whatever it was, 2 Survivor Series ago. We know about the animosity of that night. Now, Punk's been around for a year. And Mark, you know that no matter how much the boys hate each other, if we're around each other for a year, things kind of subside, water under the bridge, our professionalism kicks in. We don't necessarily, we're not best friends, but we're on a hello and goodbye basis, cordial professional courtesy. Well, I wanted to know just how much these two had mended the fence, if any. And the word that I got from a very, very, very trusted friend and confidant within the WWE was these two guys, although maintaining the utmost levels of professionalism, do not like each other to this day.
All want to be around each other.
Seth Rollins does not like CM Punk at all. Punk is a little bit more tolerable, but Punk can't stand what Rollins has turned into. There is very, very real animosity, hatred, dislike, fill in the blank with whatever word you want. And that's why I'm looking forward to this. We're talking about live rounds. I wouldn't be surprised if a couple of live rounds slipped tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if Seth Rollins tried to drag Punk into some deeper water and blow him up and expose him a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if Punk used some of his veteran tomfoolery to put Seth in positions that he may never have been in. One of these guys is going to try to expose the other tonight, or one of these guys is trying to try to get a shot in the other tonight.
It's coming.
So yeah, it's real. It's real, damn it. It's real.
All right, so let me ask you both this. If it is real, and I have no reason to doubt that it is it because of the story that they've been telling on Monday Night Raw every week? Is it about Punk leaving and coming back and just expecting everybody to be excited about the fact that he's back home? No?
No. It's the stuff that when Punk didn't even work for WWE. It was the stuff that Seth Rollins said that he wants everything his way. He's a spoiled child. If a motherfucker said that Mark Henry, he's just a spoiled child. Dave, until I feel comfortable about getting what I said off my chest or I feel good, it ain't over. Bully know me. It ain't over till I say it's over. Neither one of them are close. There's a lot, there's stuff that Punk did to help teach him, help mentor him a little bit. But just because there's a certain point where the wrestler, you become, even if you taught me how to do, Billy Gunn taught me how to do a press slam. I mastered doing press slams. I press slam a 420-pound Vader.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Dreamer.
Oh, shit. Damn. It's too soon, man.
Dave, why are you laughing so hard?
I'm not laughing. I'm very angry.
But the whole point is I learned how to do it as good as anybody's ever done it. So we're not equals no more, is what I'm saying. Those two don't have a buffer between them about, I taught you, but you don't own me. Like,
Mark,
it's this confusion of shifting of power, and neither one of them will let it go.
Mark, when you just mentioned the buffer, it immediately made me think of Roman and Solo. At the end of the day, no matter how much animosity Roman and Solo have with one another,
They're related.
They're still family. And that's the common ground. That's the buffer. They could punch each other in the face and try to stretch each other and blow each other up. But you never know at any given moment, Dave, Solo and Roman could look at each other and go, all right, enough.
Enough's enough.
Enough's enough. That's not going to happen with Seth and Punk.
No, somebody, one of the two, is going to have to say, all right. And neither one of them want to do it.
I have seen within my own family animosity between two family members that lasted for a long time. But then all of a sudden, one day, that's it. No more fighting, no more arguing. We're squashing everything as of this very moment because we're family. And you're like, holy shit, it just came to an end just like that? Yep, just like that. So if Roman and Solo are in the middle of the ring and they're just punching each other in the face, and I don't know, something, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about their family, and something just comes over them, and one of them is just like, enough, we're blood, let's work this shit out. It could all just come to an end.
My brother and I had a fight like that. I mean, a fist fight, wrestling down to the ground, knocking furniture over. And my grandfather said, hey, a hug and make up. And he called my mom. You know, this is when they had the rotary, it took a long time to make a call. He said, when your mama get over here, it need to be over. Because we did it in his yard. And when my mom came, I wanted it to be over before she got there because she's the one that fed us, and I was scared of her. But it was over with like that, like Billy said. It was over, done. All right,
Dave,
here she come. Here she come. My bad.
And Mark, to back that point up, imagine, we know The Rock is going to be there tonight, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Good chance Mom is going to be there too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Imagine Roman and Solo are beating the shit out of each other, and Roman looks down and see Rocky's mom, and Rocky's mom's got a tear in her eye because of what's happening to her family. That fight's going to stop.
Kishi gonna be
No.
there too, I think.
And, maybe that goes with the tweet that The Rock sent over the weekend, talking about the tradition and family and what this all means, and grandfathers and fathers and sons. Maybe that's The Rock's end game tonight on Raw, where he's going to go out there and explain to both Solo and Roman, like, you're forgetting what this is all about. This is based on family here. You guys are fighting over the head of the table, but you're forgetting what you're fighting for. You're fighting for pride. It shouldn't be about pride. It shouldn't be about ego. It should be about family. And you guys have missed this point entirely. Maybe that's why The Rock sent out that tweet, and maybe that's why The Rock is going to show up tonight on Raw.
Wow, that's a good point. I tell you what, I never thought about it until Bullock started the
It's
and
true.
you asked the question about the animosity between Seth and Punk. Like, they're not family.
Nope.
So they don't have a buffer. There's nothing. Triple H can't do it. Like, their wives can show up and not get it done. Like, whatever. Like, there's nothing that can stop it except for them. And they so far away, Dave. And the wrestler in me wants to go to the curtain and for the sellout. I don't know if you ever heard about the sellout.
Explain.
When all the wrestlers, there's something going on in the ring and people don't disagree, and we think there's a 50-50 chance that the shit gonna go to blows. Everybody is not looking at it on a monitor. We going out there and see it live. It's gonna be a sellout tonight on Netflix. And if it go to blows, it's Netflix.
First time Jeff Jarrett and Kurt Angle wrestled each other after the whole debacle, sold out at the curtain.
So sell out.
Every single one of the boys in the back wanted to see exactly what was going to go down. I'm using that. I always use that as an example of animosity, because it's the most palpable animosity I have ever witnessed in my life in a wrestling ring.
Bradshaw and Steve Blackman. Remember that?
Yeah. I mean, this was a lot different, but tonight, Punk and like I said, based on what I found out this weekend, no love lost between these two at all.
And I gotta give Punk a lot of credit for what we saw last week, because Punk kind of turned it around on Seth in a lot of ways. Because Seth Rollins, his whole basis of his argument is like, you left, you went to another company, and Seth saying at that time was competition, and you badmouthed us and our company. And what Punk did is he turned it around and said, yeah, because of the guy who was in charge, meaning Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon's not in charge anymore. But you kissed his ass, which when I refused, and I wasn't going to do that. But now there's somebody else in charge that I believe in. Punk kind of turned it around in a lot of ways, which I was very surprised that he did, but he did. So I agree with you guys. I don't think there's any love lost between Seth Rollins and CM Punk. And when you're dealing with two people where they're not family, neither one of those guys are going to want to back down. Because if they back down, that's just going to say that they're weak.
Who's going to flinch? That's exactly. Neither one of them wants to admit that they were the ones that said, okay, man, you're right. Enough's enough.
And who's got the most to lose here, Punk or Seth?
I think Seth, because Punk, he can retire tomorrow if he wants to.
Dave?
I think it's Seth Rollins as well.
There's no doubt it's Seth. Dude, if Seth loses, oof. Because now Punk turns around and goes, yeah, you're right. I left and blah, blah, blah. I wanted to be the main event of WrestleMania. I left. I took my bat and my ball. I went home. I tried MMA. I went to the competition. I did this, that, the other thing, blah, blah, blah. And then, oh, by the way, I came back and I beat you.
Yeah, and everybody loves me. And everybody loves me.
And
So,
Seth, I'm still mad. And Seth is one of the people that I like the most in wrestling. Like we used to play video games together, like go to each other's room and play the game. Like I really, really like it. I I was mad when WrestleMania approached and The Rock and Roman Reigns kind of little brothered him. They sunned him. They patted him on the head, pushed him out the way, and verbally said, "You wearing your wife's shoes or something?" Bro, it was so disrespectful, and he didn't fight back. I was mad because you would have said, "I got my wife's shoes on one time," and then they would have had to pull me off your ass. And that's a loss to me. You're never gonna get that time back. And then Seth has had some losses. He can't lose to Punk. He can't. Can't do it. If they come up with it, if they suggest it, no. I'd rather fight for it. If you can beat me, beat me. I'm not doing the job. No.
I think to your point, Mark, and I agree with you, I think at this point, CM Punk is Teflon. I don't think there's anything that CM Punk can do or happen to where the fans are not going to be by his side. If he loses, he'll find a way to become the martyr after a loss tonight. He'll turn it around to make himself look good. I can't see Seth Rollins doing that. I actually think that if Seth Rollins loses tonight, he almost will have to reinvent himself. Completely reinvent himself if he loses tonight.
if he loses tonight, let's role play here for a second. Let me get out my whips and chains. No, wait, that's different. Different.
What
scenario.
the hell?
Easy.
Let's role play here tonight, Dave. You're Seth Rollins, right?
Yeah.
You lose tonight. What do you say on Monday Night Raw next week?
I don't think I even want the opportunity to say anything on Monday Night Raw. I would almost have to take a knee and stay away for a while. I don't think you can follow that up.
If Seth Rollins loses tonight, he better pull a Yoda and go to Dagobah and disappear for a while.
I agree. I totally agree. Whatever that means. Yes, I totally
he got
agree.
to disappear.
Yep.
I don't know what he could possibly say next week where people are going to give a shit about him.
Silence of the Lambs.
He would have to drop the whole get up. You know, he'd have to drop like I'm being honest here. The theme song would have to go. I think the whole dressing up with the zoot suit and all that stuff, that's got to go. He would have to completely reinvent himself. And the only way he could do that is by going away for a while. Like he would have to go away for a while and then completely reinvent himself and come back.
Damn.
CM Punk could lose tonight, be right back on Monday Night Raw making some wise ass promo, and everybody would chant his name, and it would be like the match never happened.
CM Punk could come out and look Seth Rollins in the face next Monday night and went, "Congratulations, you beat me. Great match. You're a hell of a wrestler. I taught you well. Yada yada." But guess what? They still love me, and they hate you.
Thank you. He would say that, he would give him his flowers, and then he would kick him in the dick, as Mark said before. Yeah. Like he would make some passive-aggressive comment at the end that he would leave that ring, even though Seth won the match. People are going to look at CM Punk like, see, he still got one up on Seth Rollins on the way out.
Dave,
Seth can't do that.
I call it the hard you get dick punch.
That's it.
Hard you get.
Yeah.